Oh yeah, where are we at here? We are on. I think we made it to chapter 8. Oh no, I made it to 7. I quit. Oh, I guess it just didn't save because I did finish 7, so we've made it to 8. That's where we're at. So there's only this left. We already did this. I'll start the timer as well. We already did this. Right, because after picking front fender, the camera... Oh, it didn't get stuck this time. The camera got stuck and I couldn't see the other things I was picking. Well, there. So now we're in chapter 8. It's gonna take a second to get, like, used to the controls of this game again. They're really bad.
As the deadline for Sturgis draws nearer, Throckmorton Poservelt gets serious about keeping the American chopper team from getting there. Of course, it's not the kind of thing he'd handle himself. But when you've got his money, it's not hard to find someone willing to do your dirty work for you.
That's really his full name? Throckmorton? Oh god, they're making me do, they're making me do one of the elimination races from Burnout. Last place gets kicked every lap. Yeah, okay. It's gonna take a second. Gotta remember that the bikes don't turn. And that all of the controls are like half a second delayed. Because you gotta... Like, left and right are legit, like, simulations of leaning left and right on the bike, I think. So, like, the bike does not respond right away with turning. Ugh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna get kicked this lap, I guess. Wait, is this not even lap 2? We're just going through this area twice. Oh, thanks, ID. I'm glad to hear that. Wait, how did I just get what? Whatever. Oh, he is right there. Okay. Oh, wait, shit. Nope. Looked away for a split second there. Yeah, this song is particularly bad. For the most part, it's been that, like, licensed butt rock. And this definitely has the sound, but it's just an instrumental, which makes me wonder if it's even licensed or if this was an in-house composition, you know? Where they just like, the soundtrack's not big enough. We need to write a bunch of fake butt rock to put in the game. Yeah, that last one was the Kevin MacLeod special. The most prolific, like, stock music maker probably ever at this point. Imagine being Kevin MacLeod. You can't go anywhere without hearing, like, stock music you wrote years ago. Oh god, okay. Honestly, a great legacy, though. Just, like, What a just like absolute badass, writing massive amounts of music and just putting it out onto the internet for free to where it ends up getting used in everything by everyone forever. That's like pretty sick. This is the American Chopper. I wonder if anyone ever did like a Canadian Chopper type parody of this. Where it's like motorcycle gang stuff, but everyone's Canadian and really polite. Or just any other country, really. Really? That's interesting. There are countries where you can't just put something into the public domain. That's weird. So how would like...
We need stainless brake lines.
I guess you couldn't like...
And don't turn it
How does
into
like
an all-day
open source
event. Stuff
software
needs to
work
get done
then?
around here if we're gonna get ready for Sturgis.
Music royalties can be different from other media. Okay. So maybe it's a music thing or a creative works thing.
Hey, I only got 2 hands. Hex wants parts, you want a brake line, and I'm supposed to be racing right now, man. Tell you what, dude. Take my place, and I'll have the brake line waiting here when you get back.
Well... how does that work? So he gets paid royalties differently. Because a lot of, you know, I don't know, my actor contract knowledge is pretty bad, but my understanding is that whenever an episode of TV gets aired, the actors who were in that episode generally get some kind of residual. That's part of the issue with streaming, is that there's no residual there, or it's much lower or something. But I guess, is it different because he not only acted in the episode, but he also quote-unquote created music for the episode, and thus he gets like double royalties or something? Yeah. Thought it would catch on. If you want your music to be heard, make it as frictionless as possible. Thought everyone was going to be doing... Sorry, I'm trying to read this, but I'm also trying to drive a motorcycle. I guess ride a motorcycle. Oh god, blue truck. Music industry still exists. Yeah. Copyright, mostly bad, IMO. I feel like we were talking about this recently, like back in like, I don't know when they invented copyright, but back in like the 1400s or something, like if you wanted a book, you would just copy the book by hand, and then you just had the book. And like every book that existed was essentially just like pirated, just as a matter of that's the only way to make 2 of a book. And I personally find that interesting for some reason. Where it's like, yeah, everyone was just copying each other's shit. Nobody paid for that. That was just considered pretty normal. I don't know when exactly that changed. I could kind of see, because obviously you could make a lot fewer copies of something back in the day. I don't know when they invented copyright, but I could see it being the printing press's fault somehow. Suddenly you can make thousands of copies of someone else's work and they don't receive a dime, so it's like, well, hold up a sec. I was thinking about this recently. This is a good time to bring this up. I was in the shower like 2 weeks ago or something maybe, and I came up with a really good idea, like a really good business idea. I don't know if you guys, if anyone out there has a bunch of money they're looking to invest in something, please invest in my great business idea I came up with in the shower. Well, I've taken showers more recently than 2 weeks ago, but this was maybe like 2 weeks ago. Because I was thinking about, like, so, get fucking wrecked, Poservelt. I was thinking, you know, I remember back in, like, January of this year or something, I saw a thread of tweets. I saw some guy who put out a bunch of tweets that were like, the year is 2025. Here are all of the things from 1925 that are now in the public domain. Like, here are all of the exciting things entering public domain in 2025. And that got me thinking, what if, hear me out, so you know how movie theaters apparently, wait, how did I, okay, no, I won that, even though in the top right it says I'm losing.
So you're the best American
This is an
shopper
important
in
cutscene. I have to watch
Try
this.
again? Or have you had enough humiliation for one day?
Wait, what the fuck? No, I won. Also, why is the video doing that? Don't die on me now, Xbox. Are you kidding me? What was that? It said, congratulations, you won the race, but then I saw in the corner it set me to second place the second I passed the finish line, and then it said I lost. Why is my Xbox doing this? Can we not? I might have to... Ah, shit. Hang on. Oh, no. Alright, I think we're good. But, like, so hear me out. And, like, so that's insight number 1. A lot of people seem to be really interested in discussing works that have recently entered the public domain. Key insight number 2. You ever hear that, like, movie theaters apparently make all of their money on concessions? They don't make much money, if any at all, on actually selling the ticket. Like, the ticket money pretty much all goes back to, you know, the whatever company made the movie. The theaters barely get any of that. I was thinking you should make a movie theater that only airs public domain movies. And because the movies are free, you don't have to give anyone the ticket money, so you can make the tickets like dirt cheap and still keep more money per ticket than a real movie theater. Right? And then every year in January, you do like a public domain fest. Like, you screen all of the new movies that are now available, and you make like a film festival out of it, and it's like an event. I think this is a pretty good idea, with the only problem being that most public domain movies are old and nobody cares about them. But you could probably still market it to make people care about them. Yeah, it's gonna be like another decade or so before there are enough halfway decent movies in the public domain. Right now, it's like shit from the 20s that nobody could possibly care about, to be honest with you. But you wait until like the 30s or 40s, and like, I straight up think this idea has legs. Just my opinion. But you could legit charge like $5 per ticket, but you're pocketing that entire $5. Whoop. Yeah, that's second run theaters are a thing. Though honestly, are they a thing? I'm not sure there are any. I'm not sure I've ever even seen a second run theater. I'm aware of the concept, but I feel like that's just not a thing by me. They better not steal this from me, too. I'm way ahead of Poservelt here. Why am I marked as being in second? What? Okay, there. Congratulations, you won the race.
Nicely done. Do you know the first thing I'm going to do when I take over American Chopper? Fire you.
That's just like, there's just something bugged out about that. That like stretch of road where it just thinks that you're losing for some reason. But yeah, I was legit like reading about it a little bit. The whole like how much money do movie theaters give back to the studio, and it varies. Like first weekend is like the vast majority of a ticket sale, I think, goes to the studio, but then after that, like, it declines week on week. So if you're still airing the film, or you're still screening the film like a month later, then you basically get to keep most of the ticket sale at that point. Yeah, this is published by Activision. I mean, companies like Activision, EA, especially THQ, Jesus, used to be big business publishing these kind of crappy licensed games. They all had their stable of weird licensed games.
Mr. Tuttle, I saw your new employee's bike at Daytona. It made quite an impression, but I'm wondering, is he in the competition my magazine has organized, or doesn't he have the kind of riding skills required?
Sometimes I think experience is the best teacher.
You must earn more than 2,700 style points across these 3 things. This is going to be hard. This is potentially going to be hard. We need 2,700 total in the 3 stupid events. Like, nope. Okay, you can't even touch a cone. Not only do you lose points for touching the cone, you just can't touch the cone. But the problem is I don't have the skill. They're asking me if I've got the skill to be in the motorcycle competition, and the answer personally is no, as you can see. We have to average over 1,000 on the first 2 events, because the 3rd event is that stupid ball pushing one, and we're screwed on that. Unless they like score it differently. I could finish this lap, that would be great. Awesome. Okay, that's good. I'm not gonna beat 1600, so we'll probably just smash into the cones here and take it. I'll try to go really fast and see if something happens. Yesterday someone literally came in here and said, I thought this was gonna be a helicopter game. I've never seen the show before. So, shoutouts to Alter. It's really funny. Alright, 700. 1090, okay. I think we're kind of just in there. At this point, we've got 1090 from this. We've got like 15 something from the next one. We basically just need any amount of points from scoring a goal in the Rocket League one. Alright. With a single push. Uh-oh. Hold up, we're just gonna make sure we line that push up nicely then. Well. Hey, 8-10 though. We didn't get the ball in, but time bonus times... Wait, did we get the ball in technically? Just like off screen. Maybe the ball rolled in. Yeah. See, that counted as a second push. You just have to like line it up nicely and then smash into it and pray. Nope. See, like, look at this shit. Look at this shit. This is why this game sucks. Sometimes you line it up and then that just happens. And it's like, well, I lose then. I can't even hit the ball again, dude. I'm just gonna go... I got 8-10 from this. I don't need to care. I'm gonna go look at the hot dog. Hot dog stand in the popcorn machine. Chop ball. I'm sure chop ball is an important part of the show. That is not the plot of the game. The plot of the game is just that we are gathering parts around town in order to, like, prepare for building a really cool motorcycle to bring to a show. That's all it is. And then along the way, we get up to some hijinks because people accuse us of being bad at riding motorcycles. stuff like that. But there's no save the community center aspect. The business is going to be fine whether or not we win these races.
Hey, Tuttle.
The stakes are low.
What say you and your little sister see what you can do against some real riders?
You just don't have any common sense, that's all.
American Chopper's not about a serial killer who chops people up. Yeah, they make sure to let you know that when you're the new guy at American Chopper, Paul Sr. fucking hates you. Your life is hell. They take themselves way too seriously for any other, like, interpretation of chopping. They would never... Like, could you imagine Paul Sr. telling a joke? I don't think so. The Eternal Sonata sequel we all deserve, but never got. Please, Paul Sr. There we go. I don't get full credit for killing Paul Sr. It was the truck. I just knocked him into the truck. So I only lose 50 points instead of 500. Oh shit, okay, yeah. Well, it's fine, because this race is probably like 10 minutes long. Look at them all getting hit by the cars. It's... I don't know. I would have tried a little harder to make the AI not run into cars in this game. It's kind of just funny how much they do it. Yeah, there's a near miss bonus like Burnout in this. I always think, I guess Burnout is the more apt comparison. My brain always goes straight to Toho. You get more points in that game if you're closer to the bullets that you dodge. It's got the Toho grazing system. I totally just spooked that truck into driving into oncoming traffic. Let's go with the extremely zoomed out camera. No, let's not. I hate that. The score system is kind of bad though, because like on races, if you hit another biker, it's minus 50. I don't know why they would design the game that way, because like it's advantageous in a race to knock the other bikers off their bikes. Like that's how you win the race, but you also lose points for doing that. So it's just like, you know, it's like the Shigeru Miyamoto, "That's bad game design actually" type quote, or it's like it just seems bad that that's how the game is. But yeah, like you could see there, I totally wrecked Paul Sr., and that was minus 500. And it was kind of his fault too. I almost wonder if that was like a studio note, where it's like we don't want to promote the idea that Paul Sr. is killing people by knocking them off their bikes at 100 miles an hour. Like, you can't give the talent. Like, these are our real life people. You can't give them incentive to be like super violent in your video game. But yeah, just a little bit of Road Rash DNA in this, I think would help a lot. Because it just so looks like Road Rash, right? We're on the bike, we're going down the really long street. It just seems like a natural fit that I should also be hitting people with a baseball bat, or at least like kicking them or something. Yeah, there's not a lot of reality TV video games out there. And the vast majority that do exist are based on competition shows, not just like follow the lives of these people type shows. And the ones that do follow the lives of these people are mostly all phone games or like old Facebook games from back in the day. You know, like not full console releases. The interesting other outlier is the Duck Dynasty game. Yeah, Duck Dynasty was on. It was on. I didn't know there was a console version. That was new to me. I learned yesterday that there was Duck Dynasty on PS4, but I did know about Duck Dynasty on 3DS. That's a game. It's kind of interesting because it's like the Duck Dynasty guys, but they're like chibi versions of themselves. These chibi Duck Dynasty guys models. See, I don't remember the full timeline on John and Kate Plus 8. But I think that was probably off air by the time like Facebook gaming was big. Maybe not. Especially when you consider that Kate Plus 8 continued on for some time after that. Like maybe there was a Facebook game for it. It wouldn't surprise me because I feel like there were Facebook games for everything. Am I gonna lose because of that? Did that last into the mid-teens? Jesus. Yeah, no Facebook crap. I also want. I don't know what the game would be though. Like that's kind of the reason why more reality TV games don't exist. Like what the hell would the gameplay be? You know? Same goes for the hypothetical Cake Boss game. Oh my god, dude, I lost to Paul Sr. We have to do that 8-minute race again, probably. Because I got crashed into. God, this sucks. Wait, what is the John and Lorraine Bobbitt thing? The score does nothing. There are some races where you have to win and get higher score than the other people, but this isn't one of them. I know about, what are their name? It's something Ed and Lorraine Warren. Like the Ghost Hunter people. But wrong Lorraine. I don't know any other Lorraines. Lorraine Bobbitt cut off her husband's penis and threw it out the car window during an argument. They would not make a... What? The fuck? No, I've never heard of that before. Well, wait, how did that even... Who was driving the car? No, we've never seen We've never had anything close to that. Everything went back to normal after the telepathic Cherokee biker. Oh, okay, she waited until they got home. Or they had the argument at home, at which point she cut it off, hopped in the car. Okay. Hey, Spock. I don't think they would. They surgically reattached it. I don't think that would, I don't think they would get a TV show for that. That sounds kind of fucked up in a way where it's like criminal type fucked up. Where it's like, yeah, you got famous, but you're not parlaying this into anything. Nobody wants anything to do with that. Outside, like, you know, I'm sure they were on Springer and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of content you parlay your weird dick cut off argument story into. Not reality TV. Some trashy TV movies about the incident. I had a really good idea for one yesterday that I've already forgotten. Some reality TV show that would have been perfect as like an Ace Attorney type game. But I've forgotten which show I said they should do that with. But I'm sure it was a great idea, whatever I said. Yeah, Pawn Stars. Should have made Pawn Stars Ace Attorney. I don't think there is. That is the kind of thing that, like, for sure I can picture it, VC. But, like, I don't know. They did make a lot of Wii games. They made a lot of really stupid Wii games. After an exhausting search. Well, how long could the search have been? Because I feel like after a certain point, it's just too late. Like, I think that, like, if you accidentally cut your thumb off, if you, like, book it to the hospital, they can reattach your thumb. But you can't just be like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll just pack this thing in ice and we'll do it tomorrow. The game was originally available. Yeah, see, there you go. Facebook. It's always Facebook. Just a really disappointing era for gaming in general. Early iOS and Facebook gaming. Does Netflix have games? YouTube keeps trying to get me to play games, which is... Actually, they haven't asked in a while, but I think that's fucked up. Apparently, there's a selection of browser games on YouTube, but they just look like they show you the thumbnails on the homepage. It'll be like, they call them YouTube playables, is what it says. And it's like, YouTube playables, play exciting games right there in your browser. And, like, the pictures are like it looks like AI generated, like, ads for fake games. It's like the type of shit that would be advertised in, like, a banner ad on the free version of an app that you use for something, where you're just like, what the fuck is that? Who would click on that? Like, that's what they're... And it's like Google that's doing this directly, and it's like, what the hell is this? Like, in a different era, they would have Evany Online on YouTube playables. if anyone knows what I'm talking about. Netflix has Monument Valley 3. Dude, if Paul Sr. beats me again because I literally just can't catch him driving in a straight line holding down the accelerator, it's a very low skill race. I just kind of have to pray that the stars are aligned and I'm in first at the end of it. Like, the race should be over in like 10 seconds here. It's passing me. Is it taking longer for me to finish this time than it did last time? I could have swore it was like 7:30 was our time. Okay, here we go. Don't pass me, please. Thank you. Yeah, that's like... I don't know.
You just can't accept the agony of defeat.
I don't know what's worse. What's worse, a Netflix exclusive game or an Apple Arcade exclusive game? Because Apple Arcade has a number of those. It keeps happening. They announced an Apple Arcade exclusive Katamari game like a couple months ago, and that's just like, come on, no. That's the first new Katamari in like a decade. You can't just lock it to iPhone.
This fight could have been finished if you had a little bit more help from Paulie.
And yet they did. And there was a Sonic game that was Apple Arcade exclusive. Friggin' that Hironobu Sakaguchi game was Apple Arcade exclusive for a bit there. Oh shit, he's back. Iron Horse is back.
At Daytona, Paulie saw that American Chopper had a real find in the new guy. Now, Paul Sr. is slowly warming up to him too, in his own way.
I think Apple Arcade is a subscription thing. Hang on. Apple Arcade. Unlimited, uninterrupted access to games you love. Play on the Apple Vision Pro, which I forgot existed. I'm reading their website. Yeah, $6.99 a month is what it is. So it is a subscription. Man, they got Balatro Plus. What the hell does that mean? Balatro Plus. Snake.io Plus. It just they got the plus version of a bunch of random stuff. Soon Apple will announce Cookie Clicker Plus. It's just this. So is there anything different about it, or did they just slap a plus on it? No difference from the actual game. That's funny. Yeah, I feel like next time I'm feeling like playing an RPG, I'm gonna play Fantasian, whatever, because Sakaguchi does not miss. He's good. He's still got it.
I'm just about finished with Paul's tank, man! Hey, you know what? I've been thinking. Do you know who Iron Horse is? I did his tank, and I'd like to do something similar for your Sturgis bike.
Fantavision.
I
No,
know
that's a
he's in
very
town.
different game.
I think he's hanging down at the
Like
park.
that,
See if he'll come by.
that like fireworks game from like the PS2 launch. Yeah, that's the one where like it's like pre-rendered backgrounds, but it's not pre-rendered, it's like photographed real-life dioramas they built. Kind of like that clay world in Baten Kaitos. Just like sick as hell. They built little maps for the characters to walk around in. Fucking wrecked. You could just kill him before entering the race. Definitely a weird one. Who made that?
We meet again, young rider. You want something from me. Ah, Drippy honors you. My tank bears many sacred symbols of my people. But before I share them with you, you must prove yourself worthy.
Yeah, see, here you go. Win the race, but also you have to win it with 1,000 style points. So the score does sometimes matter in races. 50 points for spooking the dude. A dev that ports shmups. Who did it? I've never heard of that. Castle Shikigami 3. Yeah, they're like... They didn't make Castle Shikigami, but there's their... Huh. They're just... Well, maybe they did. I don't know. How do they have the Castle Shikigami games on Steam? That is definitely... I don't remember the name of the dev who made those, but it definitely isn't whoever they are. Like, see, he can just make me lose 50 points by crashing into me. I did nothing wrong there. He just walks over and pokes me for the minus 50. It's like, oh, thanks, dude. That's why these score races are really annoying. Pretty much the only way for me to get points is to farm. Farm near misses as well. Dumb. Wait, I went the wrong way. Well, I lose. I went the wrong way. That's weird, because like I don't know who made Fantavision, But like, it was a PS2 launch game. I kind of just thought that Sony made it themselves. For some reason, the idea of Fantavision being third-party weirds me out. They did make it themselves. Then how did these guys get the rights to port it to PC? Oh my god, and that's the end. Okay, well. This is probably the best song in the game. I don't know what he's saying, but it's kind of good. Can I get a near miss off a parked car? No. Yeah, known for my love of butt rock, true. That is me. No, don't touch me. Okay, this is just doomed. This is just doomed. Too many crashes. That's like not nearly as butt as most of the songs in this game though. Like be honest. You know it's true. This does not have Motorhead. I don't know. A number of people have been like, oh, it's got, you know, oh, this band is playing. Wow. I have not recognized any of the bands or any of the songs. So no Motorhead. Though Motorhead would be right at home, wouldn't they? If they want to play, probably Ace of Spades, because that's the one Motorhead song that exists in this world. I was caught by the cops, minus 400. What the hell? How did I get... That's so annoying. I think we're doomed. I don't think I can get 1,000 now. I try my best. Minus 400 is brutal, though. Yeah, it's over. Well, if the game had a custom soundtrack feature, I don't have, I don't have any CDs. My CDs that I actually have loaded onto the Xbox are a couple JRPG soundtracks that I have lying around because they came with the game when I bought it a bunch of years ago, and a Cranberries album where I just found the disc and was like, all right, we're gonna go with this. So the answer is that the custom soundtrack would be playing a mix of JRPG music and 90s Irish rock. Yeah, motorcycle guy music is like definitely like if anyone was here for Freestyle Metal X on the GameCube thing number 300, I think, maybe 301. Freestyle Metal X is motorcycle guy music. It was a bunch of like Motorhead, Motley Crue. I think Iron Maiden might have been on there, but I don't remember. Just like wall-to-wall, extremely loud music. And it was honestly tiring to have to hear. It made the game feel really exhausting. After like 8 hours of Girls, Girls, Girls by Motley Crue on repeat, I kind of just wanted to die. I couldn't handle it. No Indie Club, unfortunately. Shit. I thought I was gonna go around the front of that truck. Dude, these are the most unafraid pedestrians. Roadkill had, shit, what was it called? There was like one song that I hadn't heard of before. It's some like 70s rock song that was like pretty good. Shit, I'm blanking on it now, but it had that one song. That's good for points. No wheelies, which is crazy. As far as I can tell, there's no wheelies in this game, which seems like it would be a way to get style points. Like it's a motorcycle game. What do you mean there's no wheelie button? That's the point of a motorcycle, but no, as far as I can tell. No wheelies. Yeah, there's a clean driving bonus for if you don't crash into things. Of course, I'm doing well, so Iron Horse comes along and just smashes into the back of me twice for a minus 100. Yeah, you can't wheelie on one of these, I'm pretty sure. But it's still like, I don't know. I'm not really sure why anyone would want one of these bikes. They don't seem very fun. They seem just kind of like they suck. Hold up. That was a near miss, no! Oh wait, but then I was first, so I got 200 points. Let's go.
Today, you proved yourself a rider. Now, let us go see Drippy.
Hard confirmed. Hard confirmed, Yamo. Sorry. I've been wondering about this the whole time. Soft drink. Well, it is Thai Friday, So, you know, today's the day. Nope, why am I here? It's still going. We're, I think, in chapter 9.
Hey, it's a rockin' afternoon in Rock Tavern, and I've got a great giveaway going on right now, gang. The Chekhovs are coming to town, and I've got 2 front row.
But no, I'm super basic. I just get the pad thai. I'll be honest with you.
Irma's Kitchen.
Damn, should I get you something too, Yemo? I overshot. I overshot. I didn't make it in time. Unless I did. Are we good? No, this guy beat me there.
Loser.
I've done that before. In times of desperation. I'll admit it. There we go. Get wrecked, Bushwhacker.
You're the winner! I'll call Tonsils Torkelson at the radio station and tell him to have your tickets ready. Hey, I'm a big fan of the Chekhov, so if you can't find a date, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, was that the whole mission? Was the whole mission just 15 seconds to drive over here? Well, there's a missing... They're hitting us with, like, the, you know, the classic, you know, we've released 4 pigs in the building, and we've numbered them 1, 2, and 4. Ooh, where's pig number 3? And there is no pig number 3. Like, there's Monoxide Child and the Alkaline Trio, but there is no duo. There's no, like... There's no, like, Peroxide Twins or anything like that. Actually, there's the Chemical Brothers. What am I saying? There's the Chemical Brothers, right? They count. How are these locked? What? Oh, wait. Huh? How? I guess we're just going to the end of the chapter. I don't know why those missions are locked.
He's your responsibility, Paulie, but I don't need no screw-ups around here.
That's true. Are there more than 2? I don't know anything about them. No. They're an English electronic music duo formed by Ed Simons and Tom Rowlands. The Chemical Brothers are two guys. The hell is a sissy bar? I'm gonna go no clutch cover. Always red electrical. Oh, that thingy in the back. This should be chapter 10, the final chapter before the incredibly long Sturgis ride. Hopefully not that long.
Sturgis is just a week away, and the days and nights are starting to run together for the American Chopper team.
Yeah, why do they, why do they do it in Sturgis, South Dakota?
Poservelt's continuing harassment of the Tuttles has forced Paul Sr.
see.
to settle
Oh.
matters once and for all.
I've had
by
enough of your
putting
games.
American Chopper
Typing in
on
all
the
caps.
line.
You sure this is the right thing to do?
Yeah, apparently
Are you
only
sure I'm the
7,000
right
people
guy
live
to
in
do it?
Sturgis.
I don't have to explain to you why I want things done this way.
And
I run
then-
this place, not you. So when I say jump,
500,000 people descend upon Sturgis, a town of 7,000. God. Reaching a high of over 700,000 in 2015. 700,000 people descending upon this town of 7K. Christ. Let's see, what's the history? The first rally was held by Indian motorcycle riders in 1938. The club still owns the tracks where the rally is centered.
Mr. Meadows,
Okay, so I guess it was just a local biker
First,
gang
documents
or
signed
organization
by me and Tuttle, outlining the outcome of
in the
tonight's
area
race.
that started it,
Should you win,
and it just got
I
really
stop
big
by
for some
the
reason.
against Tuttle,
But there's
taking
not, they did not
$500,000
choose Sturgis, they
and
just
riding
happened to live there at the
from
time.
Sturgis. If my representatives win, I take over American Chopper, and Tuttle introduces the new line of American Chopper mopeds at Sturgis.
Yeah, I would simply not, I would simply not go to that. I don't even care if it's like if 700,000 gamers were descending upon Sturgis, South Dakota, that still sounds terrible. 700,000 people is too many. Yeah, it's the motorcycles. Imagine the noise. Well, if there's anyone out there who's not gonna give a shit about COVID lockdowns, it's rugged biker guys. They don't care. They're showing up. science class about sound. There was a decibel chart that went from whisper to loudest sound ever produced in a laboratory. That is kind of curious, right? What do you think the loudest sound ever produced in a laboratory is? What was the procedure for producing the loudest sound? What were they trying to accomplish in producing the loudest sound? It takes laboratory, just the concept that it takes lab conditions to create the loudest sound. They had to do science to make the sound so loud. Well, we were joking about this, or I was with some friends like a week or two ago. Hang on, where's... Yeah, in...
Here's the check for $500,000 and the legal papers.
Man, this is some boomer shit. This is from 2010.
I'll see you in Sturgis.
See if I can find a better article for this. This is paywalled. Damn it, never mind. But at some point back in 2010, Sun Chips changed their bag, how they make their bags, and the new Sun Chips bag was somehow measured to be as loud as the cockpit of a jet engine, of like a fighter jet, rather. The Sun Chips bag. I don't know how that's measured. Some have compared it to a revving motorcycle and glass breaking. It's louder than the cockpit of my jet, said J. Scott Heathman, an Air Force pilot, in a video probing the issue posted on his blog. I'm curious how that was measured, though, because this article that I'm reading says it was measured at 95 decibels, but that's going to depend on a lot of things. Who obtained that number and how? I don't know. And yes, Phoenix, this is based on a TV show. American Chopper was a reality TV show that ran from I don't know when until I don't know when. Through the 2000s, let's say.
My father wanted to test drive the bike a couple times before we delivered it. Now, to be honest, I'm just hoping we can get the bike done in time.
Loudest possible sound. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you think about it, sound is a pressure wave. So, if you follow Paul, okay, like if you compress air enough, you're gonna compress it into a liquid, and then it's gonna be like splashing liquid air onto somebody. And at that point, that's not sound, that's just liquid air. So there has to be some kind of like compressibility. Like how much can you compress air and have it still be a gas? And whatever that is, that being shot at you is the loudest possible sound. I think. I'm not really a scientist. Yeah, I don't actually know when the show aired. I started speaking, realized halfway through my sentence that 1, I sound like a Wikipedia article, and 2, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Where's the other one? I feel like this is gonna... Oh god, this sucks. Dude, I can't get it. The bike doesn't turn enough. The bike doesn't turn enough. Have blues it works. Dude, I used to use the Model M buckling spring key switches, which if any of you guys don't know, there's a reason I don't use those anymore, but I did for a number of years. And those are the true loudest keys. Felt great to type on though. Really an excellent typing experience. No, not at work. At home. At home. But yeah, I stopped using that keyboard a couple years ago. I got something which has reds. Specifically, I bought something that claimed silent reds, which sort of feel like shit. The keyboard, the construction of the keyboard is very good, but the key switches, I don't really like that they're just sort of like linear and just like mush down at the bottom. They're sort of bad, but they were sort of expensive, so I just use it. But oh no. Yeah, it's a little Rubber Dome feeling almost. Not quite, because Rubber Dome does have a bump. Rubber domes are not linear, but I don't know, it's just bad. Well, I wasn't able to score on the first round, so I'm not gonna be beating Bushwhacker, but I did beat him on this event. Hello? My bike is stuck. Oh, you have to change gears manually. For some reason, they put you in manual for this. Silent keyboard. What is a creamy keyboard? I hate that descriptor. Bonk. I'm kind of just playing through this at this point. Wait, where's the ball? Oh, there's the ball. I'm kind of just playing through this at this point so we can get the restart. Wait, what? One more time? Oh my god, no. I have to then get behind the ball and hit it back through the goal. Fucking haunted, dude. Hate it. There we go. Wait, one more time. No, stop. Stop making me do this. And yeah, they've disabled my bike's ability to reverse as well, so... Yeah, back in my day, I say, at age 27. But back when I was first learning about all about keyboard stuff, really Cherry was the only name in town. There were no other mechanical key switch manufacturers, unless you count Alps and Buckling Spring, of course. But like, for the most part, that's how it was. Mechanical pretty much meant Cherry MX switches. But nowadays, there are all kinds of weird companies that I've never heard of out there, basically cloning the Cherry switches, except making cheapo versions. Or like coming up with their own colors and weird stuff like that. I don't like it. It's different and I don't like it. There we go. That was really good. 6,300. That might just make up for everything. 6,300 compared to 650 from Bushwhacker. I think we just win, dude. I think I legit just win because I found the cheese, which is don't hit the ball very hard so that it stays close to the goal. Is that really... Did I really get 6,300 points? Oh, missed the ball. And yeah, the company moved to Florida. I did read that on Wikipedia yesterday. There we go. Yeah, best score 6,500 on that. Fucking Lamau, dude.
It's a big relief to know that that's all done and we're ready to get going.
Yeah, they didn't know you could just dribble the ball. You don't have to smash it and then go chasing after it. I don't know. The other thing is that, like, a major reason why I bought this keyboard is so that you wouldn't be able to hear it on stream. But it turns out that if I just type something, you can still totally hear that. And that's really, really not cool. Oh, could you not hear that? Well, usually I feel like people can hear my typing. I don't know why you couldn't hear that this time. Like, nothing at all? Hang on, let me... Nothing at all? Don't think you've ever heard me typing on stream. Are you sure? It makes that, like... Because it... I don't know, I guess I changed something at some point that fixed it then. Because usually, you can all totally still hear my typing. Because the vibrations go through the keyboard. And through the, Yeah, exactly. It goes... The vibrations go through. I even bought like a microphone arm to try to fix this. But the vibrations go through the keyboard, into the desk, into the mic arm, into the mic. Okay, so on Discord you can totally hear my keyboard. That sucks. Yeah, I hate that. Because, like, in person, the keyboard is silent and makes zero noise, no matter how hard I type on it. The previous keyboard was extremely loud. It wasn't even clicky. You couldn't call it a click. It was a clack. It was a clacky keyboard. Best feeling thing I've ever typed on, but too clacky for streaming. Can you not get in the back? No, you can totally get in the back. Oh man, I never noticed that when you look inside the garage, the inside of the garage is not actually modeled. It's like a crazy ass texture map. Did you see that like weird perspective shift? I don't have time to stop and look at it in the middle of this mission. If I get a chance afterwards. Who's there? NVIDIA's real-time sound removal. Yeah, I have an NVIDIA card, so I guess I could mess with that. But I don't know. I feel like what I want is for sound, like unwanted sounds, to simply not reach my microphone. I am shouting over a helicopter as I say that, ironically enough. Oh great, if you crash once, you have to start the whole fucking mission over. But I feel like I want unwanted sounds to not reach my microphone rather than applying noise filtering, because it inevitably fucks with the audio in ways I don't like. Well, the helicopters are really more of a Manhattan thing. There's a very active heliport, I guess you'd call it, on like the west side of Manhattan somewhere. And because of that, all of the helicopters coming and going to that heliport fly directly over us here in New Jersey. It's an okay place. Well, I don't drive there, but supposedly surge pricing helped. Yeah. Just never go to North Florida. I'm not sure I ever have gone to North Florida. I've been to a lot of parts of Florida. My Florida knowledge is kind of weak, but I've been to pretty much all the important parts of Florida. I'm not sure if any of it's like up there in the Panhandle. Can you call that part of Florida the Panhandle? That's an Oklahoma thing. It's kind of panhandle-y. I think this might be the last mission before Sturgis. I think that's where we're at, so we're pretty close to the end of the game. Yeah, I wouldn't go to Florida. I don't recommend that. 100% Y6, now on to LAD. Yo, nice. Glad you liked 6. I'm not really a 6 enjoyer, but I think it's not that strenuous to hundo, so. I think it would have to be that this is the first city. Like, after you get done with everything I've done in the game so far, then the gang would move to Florida, and then you would be in like a Florida analog. And we'd have to do it all again. And then they would pull... In order to get 30 hours out of this, it would be pretty tough. You'd have to probably then return to New York. It would have to be like, after you're done with all of the Florida map, all of the Florida missions, which is another 5 hours, then you do the return to New York arc. And you do an entire extra thing on this map again, because, I mean, this dev can't be making too much content. They're on a budget. So you have to design the game in a way that makes it last. I think probably between every mission, you would have to do a number of randomly spawning races around the city.
It's been another tough one, but everything is back on track. At least until tomorrow.
Like, Paul Sr. would be like, you don't have enough chopper points. Come back when you got more chopper points to build the chopper. And then you gotta go around town and collect 1,000 chopper points by winning random race challenges. That kind of thing.
Don't just stand there. Get the damn bike done.
He's got football.jpg on his TV in the office. Alright, final boss. The Road to Sturgis.
Now, there's nothing left
Ishin...
to do but head to Sturgis. And with a long, challenging ride ahead
Ishin, you can pretty much play whatever.
The new guy figures he could use a little luck on his side.
You gotta be kidding me, right?
Pretty much after 0, I would say, actually, because the modern English version of Ishin, like, redid all of the references. So all of the character references are, like, 0 references now. And 6, actually, they put what's his face in there, the Korean guy. Everyone joining us for the last ride. Why are they in the desert? Because... I don't know. I truly think... I don't know where the devs of this game were based out of, but we've driven around in the desert a lot. And, like, this game is set in New York. So, like, I don't know what desert this is. Which desert is between here and South Dakota? Is it the Great Ohio Desert? Like... No, Iron Horse is not a real person. He is a telepathic biker that they made up for this game, I think. This game that has no other supernatural elements, I should add. That is such like an all-timer post, dude. The Chef Tatsuya hate post. Oh, you think this is bad, Round Hand? Behold. Behold that FOV. Please keep it here for the rest of the game. It's genuinely hard to drive, I think, like this. I don't know why, but it's so zoomed out. It like legit makes the game harder, I think. Anyway, this is probably like a 10-minute long race. The song's also kind of good, to be honest with you. That is not my fault. I don't know why they're taking 500 points from me for that. I am like getting lazed by the sun. I'm setting it back. I don't care. We're going back to normal. Actually, this also sucks because the visibility's kind of bad. Camera too low. Yeah, we drive into Sturgis. This is the final boss of the game. I'm totally wrecking the new bike that we just spent like 5 chapters building. Well, yeah, like, the fastest route to Sturgis is gonna go through, like, probably Pennsylvania, Ohio. I cannot see a fucking thing. I cannot see a fucking thing. Probably gonna go through, like, Illinois, Minnesota. I'd have to look at a map, but there's just no desert here. Like, yeah. Oh, I missed Indiana and Wisconsin. Shoot. I called a lot of the states. Yeah, the closest desert to New York is probably Utah. Every trip goes through Indiana. I know. I feel bad for leaving out Indiana because I know Spock is a proud resident of Indiana. He's proud to be a Hoosier. I looked it up once and I think there's no etymology on that word. No one knows where the Hoosier came from. It's like the cool S. It just materialized. This is my least favorite song in the game, by the way. Dude, my bike is gonna actually break before the end of this race. My bike hasn't broken this entire game. The bike has never run out of bike health, but today's the day on the Sturgis ride. Paul Sr. is trying to break the bike that we just spent 5 episodes building. Can we not? Can we not, Paul Sr.? Can we not, Paul Sr.? Mods, break his motorcycle. I gotta deal with him. Or find healing on the side of the road or something. Dog, look at my bike. This is not okay. Aw, shit. You've totaled your bike and cannot continue the mission. Well, that's like 5.5 minutes.
Now, there's nothing left to do but head to Sturgis. And with a long, challenging ride ahead of him,
Sturgis is in
the
South
new guy
Dakota.
figures he could use a little
Here, I
luck
have
on
the...
his side.
Sturgis is home of the largest motorcycle rally in the country. Which, yeah, apparently in 2015 had over 700,000 people at it. And it's just this, like, random small town in South Dakota. Yeah, it's probably the most famous thing in South Dakota. Well, South Dakota has like they got Mount Rushmore in South Dakota. But as far as like, if you have to name a town in South Dakota, Sturgis. Can you name another? I can, Sioux Falls, but can you name a third? If you want nothing, just go to North Dakota. Well, Shasta's in North Dakota. Not Mount Shasta. That's in like the Pacific Northwest or something. Mr. Shasta, the streamer, I'm pretty sure is in North Dakota. I think Kirby Fan, who's in my chat sometimes, is from North Dakota as well. Mount Rushmore is really small. When you see it in pictures, you're like, damn, that thing's probably huge. And then I've seen like more context pictures where it's just like, wow, never mind. Never mind. Mount Rushmore is kind of pathetic. Probably made more of an effort to get that repair kit. I gotta be more proactive about that. The dirt kicking up from people's bikes is like the worst thing ever. Truly cannot see shit. Die. Alright. I don't think he'll be giving us any trouble anymore. If you catch my drift. There we go. You know, I take it back. This is my least favorite song in the game. I don't know what he's singing, but it's annoying. This song sounds like it would have put it in the Cars game on GameCube. This is like Lightning McQueen ass music. But my opinion on that might be influenced by the fact that we're driving around like Arizona right now. So this is like a Lightning McQueen ass part of the country. The guitar sounds really bad in this song, to be honest with you. It just sounds like raw plugged into an amp, like no production whatsoever, in a bad way. All the notes just kind of blend together. Oh shit. Oh, is it over for me? Am I losing this to Paul Sr.? This is running like ass, by the way. I think it's the dust effect in the it's the dust effect in front of the camera that's causing this. Transparencies near the camera are always really bad. What is the pit stop competition? Do they compete to see who can do the fastest pit stops? Is that part of it? I'm back on an actual road, dude. Kinda had to pick that up to not die. It's good that that was there, because that was not intentional. No, Paul Sr., fuck you. Yes! Paul Sr., he threw! The last truck, dude. Thank you, Paul Sr.
The indignity of it all. A poser, exposed to the ridicule of this unwashed...
Forced to ride a scooter.
Roosevelt. This company is not about the bikes we build, but about the people that build them.
Congratulations, you won the race to Sturgis, and now you're worthy to show your bike to thousands of bikers.
As storm clouds gather over the Black Hills, the American Chopper team savors another successful bike debut. Today, everything is going their way. But you never can tell what adventures tomorrow may bring.
And there's the credits. The narrator is so bad. Whoa, executive produced by Mike 3AB XO3 Fedorov. Lead character designer Ekaterina Neon Fish Fedorov. I guess this was a Russian dev. Menu designed by Foxy Zombie. Did I read that right? Like who made this and where'd they come from? Black Lemming, War Kid. I like that they have their cool internet names in the credits. Industrial. Like that's like such, Ilya Popenker has such a sick name. Industrial. That's like his demo scene name. Well, let's look this game up. Where are these? Who made this? American Chopper. Developed by Create Studio. Man, they made a lot of games. They made, wait, no. This was one of their first games. It looks like they were mainly a porting studio, probably. They're credited for porting a lot of games you've heard of. They made the Aqua Teen Hunger Force PS2 game. Wow, okay, that's something. At some point they pivot to just making cheapo digital games. They've pretty much made nothing anyone has ever heard of or cared about. Wait, they might have had a hand in Lotro? Huge if true. I love Lotro. Oh, I see. Founded in 1990, their corporate headquarters were in Massachusetts, but they also had a dev team out in St. Petersburg. How did they make one of the expansions for Lotro? I'm trying to find how they were credited on this. Additional art. It looks like they were an art asset farm for it. There you go. Lord of the Rings Online. LOTRO. Lord of the Rings Online, the 2007 Lord of the Rings MMO. Alright, well, that was that. I'm pretty sure there's no extras. Let me check that. There's like that concept art, but we were looking at that before. Video? It's interesting that these are the file names. They're not, they didn't like categorize them or name them in any way. And just, oh, I'd love to watch E10S03. And it's just the FMVs from the game. I'm scrolling all the way down to the bottom to see if there's anything at the bottom. Like if there's, this might take way too long. There's kind of a lot of these. There's kind of a lot of these. I don't know that I care to scroll all the way to the bottom. These are just the choppers, statistics. Wait, what the hell? Oh, that's minutes. Okay. I was like, 210 hours? Why is it still counting? 210 minutes. Never gotten a near miss ultimate chain. Yeah, that's still wrong, right? That's still only like 3.5 hours. But strange way to present that. I'll try scrolling up from the... Nope, can't do it. L&R to change pages? No, you can't. And art we already looked at, where it's just like... It's okay. It's kind of interesting, but not that great. These are just renders of the bikes, as if I care. I think this one's my favorite, because this section is actual photos of the boys. There they are. Oh, were those not renders? I thought they were. Hang on. Bikes. I don't know. At this point, I am just looking at it tiny in the OBS window. I guess those are not render. I don't know. They kind of look like renders to me. Like, look at this. You're telling me that's a real bike? Okay, it's probably, it might be a real bike. Yeah, okay, you can kind of see, because the background of it has like a weird shadow on it. This is definitely a real photo. Alright, well, whatever, you get the idea. Let's go ahead and wrap this game up. So, that was game number 67. American Chopper. Beaten in 5.5 hours, which is over 2 hours longer than American Chopper 2 Full Throttle. So they got lazy for the sequel to this. No sewer level. How are we feeling about this one? The bikes kind of control like trash, but that's the point. The bikes definitely control as intended. I just don't like how they intended it. Mostly boring, I would say. It wasn't like none of the missions, I was never like, oh, this is horrible, but there's also nothing where it's like, there's really just nothing that interesting about it. It was kind of just like the same basic 4 or 5 different mission structures repeated times like 50. So, mostly boring. The 13.5 minute follows, what are we gonna call this? Tailing level? That was the only thing that really sticks out to me about this game as like worth noting. Is that, man, that was a weird level to just stick in the middle of the game. What if you had to follow him on a completely straight road for 13.5 minutes? And he's like biking at like half the speed you bike at. It's terrible. Terrible level. I'm gonna give it a 2. Yeah, well, he constantly runs into traffic. This game had a number of bugs in it as well. Just like, you know, like there was that drag race where after losing it, my bike got stuck in neutral. Which is like, what is this? There's the race earlier today where I won the race, and then it said you won the race, and then in the cutscene it said I lost, and I had to do it again. Just a couple like weird bugs, but it's a 2. It's a solid 2.